Hi everyone, my name is Maame Dentaa. I am an African mom currently living in Germany, and I share a lot of my experiences on my YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about a very important aspect of my life. I'm going to talk about all the mistakes I made, and I'm going to give you advice about your career in Germany. I'm going to talk about every mistake I made concerning my career in Germany, and I'm going to give you advice. I think it's so important because a lot of us have different misconceptions, so I think it's a must watch for anybody who's new in Germany, thinking about living in Germany, especially if you come from an English speaking African country. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, and you can also join our support group African Moms in Deutschland. I will leave the link below. Thank you. So let's get right down to it. What were the mistakes that I made when I came to Germany concerning my career? And I must say, there's a disclaimer that I want to put. This something that a little explanation, because I never thought that I would be coming to live in Germany permanently. It wasn't the plan, because if it was the plan, I probably would have done better research about before even coming to Germany to know my prospects here. I was 7 months pregnant when I came to Germany to join my ex-husband, and it was really, the whole idea was just to have my child and go back home. So that was the whole idea, and that was the reason why a lot of research and a lot of things were not done before I came. So anywho, let's get right down to it. What were the mistakes? The first mistake was not taking the language seriously from the get-go. So take the language seriously from the get-go. In my situation, I had my first money that I spent in Germany was on a German book. I bought the book, I had my computer, I was trying to watch and listen. Unfortunately, where I was staying, she didn't have internet access, which would have made it more interesting to do. I just had the book and the CD. But now that's not the reality for everybody. Everybody has Wi-Fi and everything, so it shouldn't be a problem. So I would encourage you to take the language seriously. I didn't take the language seriously as much most English speakers don't, because they think, oh, everybody speaks English, or because I'm an English speaker, I can go ahead and get a job, an English speaking job, or there are always English speaking jobs available. Even if you decide that your life in Germany is going to be something temporary, that language is a big advantage. And let me tell you, a lot of people speak English and German, so if they have the same qualification that you do, obviously the employer is going to look favorably at the person who speaks English and German instead of you that only speaks English. So take the language seriously, even if you're in asylum. I know a lot of people who are in asylum, or asylum as in asylum, or a lot of people who just came, they're just quickly thinking about getting a job. You can always learn the language on the side. I'll leave as many links as possible, so please take the language seriously from day one, because I was seriously crippled. And then lots of people said, oh, wait till after you have the baby, you have all the time in the world to learn the language. No, as a new mom, you have a lot of things that you have to do, a lot of responsibility, a lot of appointments. It is, after all, what I call Terminland. So you have a lot of appointments. So take the language seriously from day one. Yeah. The next thing is, I had no idea about Anerkennung and qualification, and Anerkennung means like the recognition of your qualifications. Now, I had no idea that it was important to do that, it was even necessary, because coming from an English-speaking country, I was thinking, okay, my qualification is my qualification and it's okay everywhere else. But in Germany, it's not like that. You have to go through a recognition process, and I didn't know anything about it. And when I did come to Germany, it was relatively new, the whole Anerkennung process. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know who to ask. I remember going to the job center to ask about it, and they had no idea. So the Anerkennung process is the recognition of your certificates, your high school certificates, and so please keep your certificates, your university certification, all those things, and then they're going to tell you the German equivalent, and you can use that to seek retraining or go to uni and everything. So make sure that you bring all those things along with you. It's really, really important. Keep those documents and everything in a safe place, or a place where you can easily access it, so that you don't go through the process of trying to get someone to help you to get your certificates back and everything. So the Anerkennung process is very simple. It's very easy. I'll leave the link below, and you can get all your certificates. You translate them. Another thing that I didn't do was translate my certificate. Like I said, I thought it was a temporary stop in my life, so I didn't translate my certificate. So you translate, you make sure you get your because it's cheaper to do that elsewhere. Like if I was to do that back home, make sure you get your certificates translated, so when you come, you can go through the recognition process, through the Anerkennung process, and I'll leave the link below on how to do that. So I didn't do that. I didn't know about it till it was too late. And then also, if you are in the job center, they can help you pay for it, and there's also a loan that they give. I will also put the link below to help, a small loan to help with the recognition process of your documents. The next thing that I didn't do, which was quite a problem, was the misuse of my Elternside. You know, when you're in Germany, you have 3 years where you, as a new mom, you have a downtime, nobody bothers you. You can use these 3 years to take care of your child. And I was ill-advised that, oh, you know, you have 3 years, nobody's going to bother you. It's like your maternity leave. Take that time, relax. Why don't you relax and see the system? So that downtime, I should have used it in doing research. I should have used it in bettering my German language. I could have used it to do certain things, because you see, when your child starts kindergarten and is in a routine, it's a lot of pressure on you. So that 3 years could have been used to learn the German language. It could have been used to do an Ausbildung, because also after the 3 years where your child starts kindergarten, you also want to have some time to help the child to do certain things, learning the language. You want to also help your child with certain after school curricular activities. So you want to get yourself into some kind of schedule, a job schedule or something like that, because trust me, when they start Grundschule, which is primary school, you have to be a hands-on parent. You have to be doing a lot of coaching and extra teaching and everything. So that 3 years, it might be downtime for somebody who was born in Germany, lives in Germany and all that, but it's not downtime for you. So you have to take that time to really study the language. You have to take that time to get into a language course where there's not so much pressure on you. Your child is going to kindergarten now, learning how to speak and all those things. So there's not so much pressure on you. You can get your child. And that's the thing. I was so worried about childcare. I didn't know that once you have like a certification, like information or something that you're going to a language course, you can get a place for childcare, kindergarten, or Tagesmutter, like a child minder. You can actually get that and get that paid for you. So I didn't know about that. So that was something that I didn't know about. So that 3 years, I just wasted 3 years for nothing, thinking that's downtime. That 3 years should be done with research, applying, deciding what you want to do with your life. So that 3 years was just wasted, because when I say, oh, I want to do that, oh, you stay, take care of your child, take care of your child. Like, no, that yes, you want to take care of your child, but yes, you also have to think about your career and your life. Life goes on. Life doesn't stop at motherhood. You know, life goes on. And I remember one lady told me, and she put that thing in my head. She was like, oh, you know, now that I'm a mother, my life is not, I'm not prioritizing career. I just have to take care of my children for them to be something. It's kind of like, oh, life is over for me now. It's about my children, which I don't know why clicked in my head, and I started thinking that way. But no, that 3 years is not downtime. Also, the other mistake I made, which I was very embarrassed to talk about, at the time when I first came to Germany, I was like a job center, which is kind of like a welfare place. And then also the feedback I was getting from a lot of people is like, oh, job center, they worry you with their termines, they're asking you so many questions. Oh, it's so terrible. But the person who is in charge of you is just worrying you. But that's not what it is. That was the time I should have gone to her, expressed what I wanted with my life, what I wanted to do, how she can help me, you know, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're there to help you, to let you. They don't want you to be on the dole, to be collecting welfare all the time. They're there to help you, to teach you what you're supposed to do or what courses you're supposed to do and everything. So that's what you should, that's what, when they give you those appointments, that's what, because there's so many courses online, so many IT courses and all those things that are paid for, so many language courses, so many courses that are paid for, so many retraining that are paid for by the job center or by the Arbeitsamt, and that is what you should be concerning yourself. So that time when they send you a letter, come, let's talk about what you want to do with your life, it's not something to be feared. It's something where you should go happily, explain to them, these are my qualifications back home, what should I do, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I would like to do. Go boldly. Don't go with a negative mindset that, okay, this people, they just want to pigeon me in a hole and all those things. So go boldly, tell them what you want to do with your life, and plan with them. You know, hopefully you get one who's listening. If you find that you think you're not getting someone who's listening, you can always get someone to accompany you and voice out how you feel about it. The next thing that mistake that I really made, which you know, the German education system is so super different. So for me, when I hear Ausbildung, I was, as a degree holder, I was thinking, oh my God, it's like, because when you translate it in Google Translate, it's like vocational training. So I'm like, oh my God, how can I just go do 3 years in uni, 1 year University of Southampton and everything, and I'm just going to go back and do vocational training. So I was a bit disturbed by it. But then Ausbildung doesn't necessarily, there are lots of courses that would be a degree course in different countries and jurisdictions that are under this name Ausbildung. So Ausbildung is not necessarily vocational training. So I wanted to say, my as a degree holder, one mistake that I really made was my reluctance to retrain. I was like, I was so good in school. I was so good in uni. I was good with so I was like, okay, I have a degree in psychology and sociology at the University of Ghana, like, God. And I went to the University of Southampton to do my LLB. I don't see why I should do this retraining thing. Oh my God, you know. But then there are thousands and thousands of Ausbildungs and training and vocational training, not necessarily vocational, but like, you know, it doesn't have the kind of negative connotation that it has for us back home. So there are lots of trainings that you can do, and I wish I had just jumped into the whole Ausbildung pool immediately. I came, done the language course, done the Ausbildung of something that I was doing for the meantime, you know, so before I could get my bearings, that would have actually helped. But because I was like, Ausbildung means, okay, I'm going to go learn how to be a welder or a baker and that's it, you know. So or care worker, and that's it. So that's the only choices I have. Oh my God. So my reluctance to retrain really put me at a disadvantage at the job market and everything. So please, and then this goes back to what I was saying about using your job center time well, because even if you have finished the language course, you can also tell them they have a special classes for people where they can train them on how to do your CV in German, how to look for a job, how to do job interviews. All those things are available during that job center time. So like I said, be willing to retrain, which I wasn't willing to do, which really cost me a lot of time, and it cost me a lot of energy, and it cost me a lot of earning potential. The next thing I did, which is the mistake a lot of people do as well, is not being about my business. That's the way I would put it. Like, somebody will come and say, oh Dee, not being focused, you know, like, oh Dee, we're coming to visit for the summer holidays, and instead of me to concentrate on my language, because I'm looking forward to, or they're coming to visit at a time that is not also good for me, but I still wanted to have them, host them around and have fun and everything, instead of really concentrating about what I wanted to do with my life. You know, I wanted to do vacations, I wanted to go on holidays, I wanted to do, instead of really being about my business, which is my future, like keeping my eye on the goal and really focusing on what matters, like finishing my language courses and not being easily sidetracked. Like somebody will say, oh, come and help me, I'm trying to do this business, I will employ you, then I will go, you know, not thinking long term about what being about my business, you know. So that really set me back. I know a lot of people, maybe their husbands or their spouses or or something, they're doing this, they say, oh, do that, oh, wait, I want you to wait, let me do this so that I can do that. You know, be about your business, because know that at the end of the day, it's you and your kids, or you and your life. So be about your business, put yourself, prioritize what you want to do with your life first. And also shout out to a very good friend of mine, and Jerry, we were talking over the weekend, and she was just talking about how she was focused, about how she wanted to be a nurse, and how she was focused despite the fact that she was married and she had her kids. She talked about the focus and how it was a priority for her, and I was so motivated. And those are the kind of stories that we need to know. Like, be about your business no matter what. Even if your mom being a mom doesn't stop you from continuing your career or your life in Germany. So if you're mom, you're new in Germany, if you feel like, okay, you were there's another lady in my group that also, she talks about how, because you have to understand that the way we are taught back home is very different from the way we are taught here. And if you want to learn ABCD from the beginning, if you want to learn from the beginning, they'll be willing to teach you. So you really need to be focused. Okay, if you go here, they say, no, there's no way here. You try, you just keep trying to be focused about doing what you really want to do. And then also doing the research. Now, like with mine, I didn't have the readily available computer. I was feeling decision fatigue, I was feeling tired, I was feeling frustrated. Having the right people around you who are also doing something with their life, they've come to Germany to successfully retrain, they will be able to show you, and they will be able to inspire you, or you can just see what they're doing and feel inspired. I have none of those people, so keeping the right company is really, really, really important. And that's why African Mummies in Deutschland is something like, it's a lifesaver for me. You go, you have the right people there who have also done successfully in Germany. They've done their retraining, their Ausbildung, they're flowing in the language and everything, and you can speak to them and you can talk to them and you can talk about your life here in Germany, and you can really participate in the discussion and motivate you to do better here in Germany. So really having the right kind of friend. If you have a situation where you have a friend who's not doing anything, and she's not doing anything with her life, of course she's not going to inspire you to do something with your life as well. So that's really important. Hi, so very quickly, there are two more points that I realized that I forgot to add when I was editing the video, and I said I should just quickly go ahead and add them. And then the first one is that you should also work on your mental health, because mental health can really affect like your career choices or what you're trying to do with your life. So you have to make sure that if you're feeling any way that you haven't felt before, then you have to work on it. Maybe perhaps you're suffering from depression, and depression presents itself in very different ways, like feeling fatigued about making decisions, or just not procrastinating, not going for goals, feeling extremely tired, feeling like anything you do is not worth it. You know, procrastination really affects your life. So depression really affects your life. So you have to be about your mental health, because living abroad, living in Germany is really difficult. So be about your mental health and then know what it's all about, because I didn't know I was depressed for a very long time. For a very long time, and I didn't know how adversely it affected my willingness to go out to look for a job, or to make something out of myself, or go ahead with my career. The other thing also is to decide which city you want. Sit down, do the research, and then decide which city you're going to live. Why? Because like not every city has like certain courses. Like I said, English speaker, maybe you would like to go on with your master's. You have to do the research and decide if, for example, you came through marriage or you came through family reunion and you would like to continue your studies in maybe law or business, somewhere like Hamburg and Frankfurt are places that you should go to. But if you decide on a city that doesn't do that, and you say, oh, I'm settling here for some time and then I will go ahead and settle when I'm ready to move. Moving is not so easy, especially when you've gotten roots here in Germany in a certain place. You just feel very fatigued to move. So decide on the city. If maybe it's a border town where you want to be going to, with the universities in the Netherlands and all that. Quickly decide what your future is, plan, create goals, and then go ahead and decide the city that you're going to live in to be able to achieve those goals. So those are my points that I wanted to add these 2 points to it. So those are basically the mistakes that I made, and I want you to tirelessly work on not repeating my mistakes, not doing the mistakes that I made. And if you don't do the mistakes that I made, then you will be fine. So now I'm going to talk about what you should do. I've already talked about it when I talked about my mistakes. The first thing I said, take the language seriously. So that's the first step, not doing any of the mistakes I made. So taking the language seriously, not being afraid to retrain, also do the research on everything, keep asking questions, do the research on the stuff that you want to do. There are going to be a lot of amazing links. I'm going to link you up to wonderful websites like Maame Dentaa. She's really good. She has a lot of research about being a student in Germany, working in Germany, job, interview, career, everything. There's also AG Career Hub as well. I'll leave the link below. You can join those groups and those pages and the websites as well, and then our African Mummies in Deutschland website, and then you'll be able to have an idea of what's going on the job market in Germany. Keep good company, like I said, and then be unstoppable. Know where you came from, what you're trying to achieve. Know that your life is not over just because you're a mom, and really be unstoppable. Keep going, keep pushing, keep going forward. Expat groups as well are really good. Keep going, keep forward, moving forward. Don't limit yourself. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting my channel, and have a wonderful day.